Trust your instincts to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I want to say something more, but that's a short title. Short and sweet. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. Guess what? Another idiom whose origin is unclear. But it's been around since biblical times, where we're supposed to pay attention to our instincts, our gut, right? A lot of times we feel butterflies in our stomach or a stomach ache when we're in stressful situations. And it's an ancient creation, part of our human anatomy, physical and mental, that helps to keep us safe. Now, it comes from our beliefs and our experiences in the area of our stomach when we think about something, and that belief, it goes back to biblical times, where we thought that our feelings were actually in our stomach or in our gut. They weren't in our mind or our brain. I think science would beg to differ these days, but back in ancient times, people believed that their feelings were actually in their stomach or in their heart, right? And so when we feel different feelings and emotions, as much as we like to think we're rational, subjective human beings, the truth is we feel everything first in our emotions, and our feelings are our body's translation of our senses into emotions. Emotions are kind of the words we use to describe our feelings and what's going on in our body, and we need to listen to those. I learned a long time ago that we need to use our head, our heart, and our intuition when it comes to, that means our gut instincts, when it comes to making decisions and choices. And the truth is, our instincts, our intuition, can make decisions much more quickly than reason and analysis. And sometimes we get into analysis paralysis because we think and think and think and study and study and study, believing that one of the solutions to a problem is just going to rise to the top intellectually, when we knew all along that the first thing that popped into our mind was the best, quickest, easiest, fastest thing to do to solve a particular problem. So I've had a lot of experience with both listening to my intuition, listening to my gut, and not trusting my instincts. And for me, every time, and maybe not every time, but it sure feels like every time I made a big decision and I ignored that little small voice or that intuition or that gut feeling that I shouldn't do something and I did it anyway, or that I should do something and I didn't do it because my brain talked me out of it, or fear talked me out of it, every single time, whether it was with jobs, partners, business partners, partnering up with other people to do things, hiring different people, relationships, expenditures or opportunities, or experiences, any different experiences where I had that feeling and I ignored it, I usually made the wrong choice, at least initially. Now, I'm still here, so obviously none of it killed me, but I made my life a whole lot harder than I had to by not paying at least some attention to what my intuition, my instinct, my gut was telling me about a person, place, thing, experience, etc. You know, I've got literally dozens and dozens of stories of that type thing. And I guess my biggest and my baddest and my worst is, on my wedding day, I was freaking out, literally freaking out, because although, 250 of my closest friends were sitting in the church and I was getting ready, I don't have panic attacks, but my gut instinct, my radar was going off and saying, you are making the biggest mistake of your life. And I ignored it, I shoved it down, and I got married. And 25 years later, I got divorced because I found out pretty quickly I had made the biggest mistake of my life. And it's so important that we make choices that are right for us. No matter how far we get down a road, we have the ability to stop and say, this is not the right road for me. And I really have had opportunities to listen to my instincts since then. And, at the time, I just thought it was, jitters. But I've come to believe that, because I've had a lot of other experiences that have piled onto that one, that have shown me that I can't ignore and shouldn't ignore my instinct and my intuition and my gut feeling on things. Love to know your experience with this particular idiom or trusting your gut. Have you found that if you don't trust your gut, you make mistakes like I do that you don't have to have made? But it takes us a while to listen and learn to listen to that voice. All right, have an awesome day. That's our idiom for today. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? If it's known, because there's sure been a lot of unclear or non-specific origination of idioms lately. Maybe that's because it has to do with goals. I don't know. Anyway, that's our idiom for today. Have an awesome day. Awesome Sunday in my neck of the woods. Planning fun day for the week. And we're expecting a baby anytime in the household, so super exciting. All right, have a great day. I'll be with you tomorrow.